Hey, what's going on, everyone? Just going to finally talk about armor for the Gold Conqueror. You know, I've never been a master with the armor, and I'm going to be super honest with you guys. I think all of the armor in the game is trash. I've never really cared about the armor. I know that sounds insanely crazy, but let's face it. You get to a big mission, or one of your higher missions, you get hit once, and 50% of your power is gone. And then you get a little tiny heart that gives you 3 points back. And it doesn't matter what armor you use. I think it's trash. I think all of it is. Just personally. Now, anybody is more than welcome to leave comments and tell me why you think the armor that you're using is good. But I'm a Gold Conqueror fan, obviously. I was kind of grandfathered in. That's why I do a lot of the videos with the Gold Conqueror up to this point. But even the Gold Conqueror armor to me is trash. I'm sorry to say it. Yep, I said it. So I said a bad thing about the Gold Conqueror finally. Okay, so there it is. And so I've done a lot of comparison videos, and I've had other players come and say, well, you nicked your shield, so you got a bigger increase. You nicked both of them, you got a bigger increase. You didn't nick it, you did this, you did, and the story just keeps going on and on and on and on. And so I want to clarify maybe a myth into something here that these players are not realizing potentially here. So, and I'll explain that here in 1 second, but here's why I'm starting on this page. And luckily, I have some really good teammates. I dug into them a little bit yesterday and asked them some questions, just maybe to clarify with me what would be the best answers and, what are the answers to this? And because, again, I play this game personally not to get hit. I don't know about you guys, but I don't like to get hit. And I'm going to tell you something really that I think, excuse my language, is dumb about the Gold Conqueror armor, especially because of what I just said. I don't want to get hit, and you think you should get a bonus for not getting hit. I mean, that should be the bonus. Don't get hit. And it's kind of the opposite with the Gold Conqueror armor. And so what happens is if you nick your shield, you'll see the little spinning shields going around your ship. And if you nick that, according to your missions, now I'm going to start out this way too, your missions. So when you collect your armor through your missions, you get your first star. What does it say? Attack plus 10% for 10 seconds. You get your second one. Critical rate plus 10% for 10 seconds. You get your third one, attack rate for 10% for 10 seconds. And then your fourth one is critical damage for 10% for 10 seconds. Now, me personally, during your missions, I don't care about that. I would more care about this on the Titan and your boss. But here is going back to what I say about a myth, and to all the players that keep saying, well, you nicked your shield, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me, okay? If you don't use the super armor in your Titan and your boss, that means you didn't get all of these. So if you arm your armor, you didn't automatically, just by itself, without making it super, you did not get all of these. Correct? Who arms the super on their armor during those? Nobody. Because I don't. I can tell you that right now. I don't. And if you're not arming that super, you're not getting all of these. And so all of the, hey, you're getting a bigger score, you're not getting a bigger score, I don't see how that could be realistic at all, just due to the fact it's not in super mode. So maybe I'm wrong, but that is how that works. Now, the defensive stance for the armor, it's supposed to do damage. And I think this is a little silly. And I had another good teammate finally point out what the Conqueror armor was actually doing. And let me show you guys what it looks like. And so when your armor's hit, it explodes into 3 shards coming out. Now, if you're using your spread shot on the Conqueror, you're probably never even going to see those because it blends in with all the bullets, and you've probably never really seen it until somebody's pointed it out. And so somebody finally pointed it out. I went to one of my videos and I finally got a good shot of what that looks like. And some of you might need to put your glasses on to see it. Some of us, even with glasses on, are just gonna be like, that's pretty weak. So that's just me personally, but that's what it looks like when the Conqueror armor explodes. And how powerful are those? I guess, you can ask a mathematician, and I don't know if that would have the right answer. Be cool if these were worth like 1,000,000 damage a piece, but I don't really ever see any real results from this, guys. I'm going to be honest with you again. I'm not a huge armor fan. And so going back to that, let's do this. Let's go and challenge. And here's what I'm talking about too. Okay, so let's just go and challenge this. Okay. So I'm going to challenge this just kind of a regular way. I'm probably going to get hit on this boss. I'm going to try to do it, trying not to get so much hit one time. I'm going to do one where I get hit a couple times, and then I'm going to do one where I arm the super armor, because if you're supposed to get all of those important attributes, if it's in super armor, don't you think we should be able to see a bigger increase? And why wouldn't we arm the super armor versus a critical onto a weapon? So if it really increases it that much, I mean, don't you think you should be using the super so that you're getting all 4 of those extra attributes to everything? Or so here it is. Let's just see what happens here, guys. And so I am going to arm the armor here. And I'm not going to do, I tell you what, I'm going to try to make this as fair as possible now that I think about this. So I'm going to do my main gun, but I am not going to arm anything else. And let's just put the magnet on. That way we can't say, hey, you got a way higher score because you had it on both of your weapons. So let's just do the super main gun on this. And as the attack enhance, again, let's don't put anything else on there. Just, try to make this as fair as possible. And let's see if we get, a bigger score, a lighter score. And, again, there's 100 different ways we can do these videos, guys. These are just general videos. And, don't take it so serious. And again, these videos are just opening up, you to going out and testing your own video on your own setups or your own Conqueror. And if you do those and you're having way different results, please let me know. Put them in the comments, and I will always come and watch your video. I'm always intrigued into what others have to say and how do we play this game better, and that's what it's about. But okay, so here it is, nice and simple, right, guys? So I will use the straight shot, and I am going to use the Titan blast is what I call it at the end. So I do call it the Titan blast at the end, or the Titan transformation. But I will use that at the very end of this. Yeah, I think this is one of the harder Legion bosses. Just personally. Okay, so I did nick that shield. Do you see how my shield's not spinning? So I barely nicked that. But again, I'm not in super mode. I'm not in super mode, guys. Okay, so right here, I am going to use my Titan here. Or my transformation, whatever you guys want to call this part of it. Okay, nice and simple here, guys. I did nick the shield one time there. Actually, 2 times. It's kind of hard not to get hit on this boss, guys. It really is. But there's 41.5 billion. Okay, just as okay. So I'm gonna challenge it again. But this time, let's do this. Let's go missile. Let's do the super main gun. And this time, let's do super armor. So if I get nicked, which I'm going to, don't you think we should get a really huge increase now? Like a gigantic increase, okay? So let's just see what happens, okay? So when I do the super armor, that should give me all of the attributes to the weapons. And so if you're not arming that, you're not getting all of those during your Titan. So I just want to make sure that's clear again. So everybody trying to argue, hey, you're getting a bigger increase, that would be impossible unless you're doing the super armor to make all of your stars to the armor apply to those weapons, correct? Okay, so I just want to make sure that that's out there, and that is how that works, guys. So let's kind of see what happens here. And you know what? This time I'm gonna nick them. Okay, let's just give it the benefit of the doubt. Okay, so I nicked them. You saw the shield's not spinning, so yep. Let's see what happens here. So, and I nicked that on purpose. You guys saw that. That was almost perfect there. And so I got hit. So there's the other question about it too: is a hit versus a nick triggering that? I mean, or when you lose your shield, I mean, obviously you should be into that power mode, right? So little confusing on that for me. Here's my Titan here. Blast, I just call it the Titan Blast, the Conqueror Blast, the transformation. I mean, okay, so we got a little increase there, guys. We did get a little increase there. Okay, but I think I have two more moves. Let's do everything again. Let's do everything again. So we can have like a little maybe base here on is this true or not true. So let's do it again. So there's my shield. And I'm going to do the magnet again just because I don't want any extra. I don't want anybody saying, hey, you pumped up something else. And so let's don't do that. And let's just do this again, okay? But we did see a little increase. That's good. And you know what? I probably should nick these here. I'm going to nick these on this one. Okay, so those are nicked. Why not in this one? Okay. Yep, let's do nick it. And the reason being is will we get a higher score knowing that we nicked that on this? Okay, so I got hit again. Does that count as a nick? So there's still little variables into this for me, guys. There's still a little variable into this for me. And again, I could have armed something else too, and I'd be getting a higher score here. But that's pretty solid right there. I mean, that's almost the same score that we got the first time that we did it without the super armor on. Okay, so and it was nicked on both of them. So that's pretty identical, guys. I mean, so it's pretty dang close. So we know, okay, that is what it is. Okay, so let's do the super again. But again, you guys have to be in the super. Does that make sense? You have to be in the super mode of this. You have to be in the super, not just your armor. So I think that's a real good proof there so far that you have to be in super armor. But are you going to get a bigger score doing super armor versus doing your critical enhancements? No. do your critical enhancements, and that's just it. You know, are the rewards as good as they say they are for that armor? Because you would think if 4 things are at 10%, you should get a way higher score than even arming and enhance, and you don't. And I wish I would have did that in the very beginning, but I only had 4 moves before realizing, hey, you can still make a video out of this. So, but let's go challenge again. But I'm also proving, hopefully we get a bigger score on this one. We'll see. But you have to have the armor in its full phase for that to work. So there it is right there. So all the videos I've done in the past, it's not giving me that bigger of a score unless I have it in super mode. Okay, so we'll do it the same way, but now we're going to do what? Super mode. And the cool part is we do know that that works if we get a higher score here. It does. But is the trade-off worth doing the super armor versus the critical? And I can already tell you it's not. And maybe I'll do another video. But again, I just wanted to kind of show that, again, you have to have it in super armor for that to be effective like that, guys. So all the videos I've done in the past are, in fact, you know, legit. And, you know, unless it's in super armor, you can't really throw that at somebody. And I don't know if others really realize that. Even good players realize you have to enable that. So, okay, here we go. Let's do it again. But a pretty cool video to finally, you know, just, and let's nick those. You saw it perfectly nicked. So again, I mean, nicked versus just getting hit, does that make an effect on that? I mean, there's still a little gray area into this for me, guys. So you're gonna hear my dogs going a little crazy here. And so again, guys, pretty cool video. Let me do my transformation here one last time. And we will get a pretty good average of how that works. But right here, guys, so again, you have to be in super armor for this to work. But we did get an increase. So right there, that's how that works, guys. So again, send me your videos. Let me know your results. And thanks for the comments. And thanks for the thumbs up. And until the next time.